So what do you say, Chief? Your grudge, huh? Daniel grudge, right?
Where, what is this, some kind of troop transport?
Yeah, you might call it that. On its way.
From France?
One of our stops.
Or where else?
You name it. Meet the troops.
They're dead.
Killed in action. Chateau Thierry, Belleau Wood, Le Mans. How are you gonna keep them down on a farm after they've seen Paris? They saw Paris. Very briefly. Lafayette, they were there.
You talk like the AEF. What's your name?
I'm all the AEFs. Also BEFs, the Poilus, the Huns, the Ruskies, etc. Gallipoli, the Crimea, even Waterloo, if you care to go back that far. You get the picture, Chief? I'm all of them. I'm the one who rallied around the flag. Any flag. All flags. See what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no names and all names, huh? You know, I haven't heard that one since the radio programs in the 30s. Your name is Joe, Tony, Izzy, Pat, all one and the same. America the melting pot, right?
Wrong. I'm not getting across to you, I can see that. Who said only America, sport? I'm the dead, all the dead. We're quite a stew, you'll have to admit. Still, nameless as I am, I've got a terrific title. The Ghost of Christmas Past. Does that hit you?
It doesn't.
I don't look like a ghost, huh?
You want to make your point? It's damp out here and I'm uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable? You, Chief? Well, I've been given to understand you were an old salt.
That was 20 years ago when I was in the Navy.
I'm afraid you still don't comprendez-vous. Not 20 years ago. 20 years from now. This is 1918, capiche? It was a long war for some of these boys. And short for some.
And a short life for ours.
Which ones were yours? Can you pick them out?
Yeah, we didn't belong in that one either. Made the world safe for democracy, did they?
That's what they were told. They sure as hell gave it a try.
Look, they change the hats, they update the slogans, but it's the same old shell game. Like clockwork. Every 20 years, somebody rings a fire bell 10,000 miles away, and out comes Uncle Sam's expeditionary sucker brigade.
Is that what they are? Suckers? Is that what your son's gonna be?
My son? My son will be a victim, just as these men are victims of somebody else's war.
You kill me, Chief, you really do. If it isn't Valley Forge or the Boston Tea Party, you leave it strictly alone. Your big gripe is what? Because every 20 years, American boys gotta climb on troop ships and head off to someplace else? It rubs you raw. So what else is new? 60,000 Limeys die in Flanders. 100,000 frogs catch it at Verdun. The Germans march through Belgium, and Austria declares war on Japan. But who cares? It's a nice summer. Yeah, Boston's going to win the World Series. So we'll rock on the front porch and swat flies. Do I, translate you right, Chief?
Better than American blood. Infinitely better than American blood.
Amen, I grant you. If it were possible. But it ain't possible. War is also a contagious disease, Mr. G. And until we can stamp it out
Nobody ever found a way to do that.
Right. But is that any reason to stop trying? But one thing we do know. The only chance to keep this particular disease from spreading is to keep talking. So long as you talk, you don't fight. Simple. Look, I bump a guy in the street. He bumps me. We stand there, we argue. He gives me lip, I give him lip. But when we stop talking, we start swinging. And then we bleed. Then we got problems, like winding up dead.
I recognize the commercial, but it's no sale.
I'm not selling you, pal. I'm donating to you, free of charge. Remember the, excuse the expression, League of Nations sport? That was going to be the point there, remember?
I would have been opposed to the League of Nations.
Of course you would. And you were. So you blew it. Bunch of fancy characters with top hats and monocles. We're not buying any of that, right, Mr. G? No sale. We've had it with foreigners. We've had it with making the world safe for democracy and the rest of the slogans. So we tell them to drift. We're sitting this one out. That's how you keep wars from happening, right, Grudge? Don't get involved. Right? Well, is it? Tell them. They'd like to know. Wasn't that how you kept the world from a Second World War? Uninvolvement? Stay isolated? Wasn't that how? Well, tell them!
Well, obviously, if we hadn't become involved, why, they wouldn't be here.
No, they wouldn't be here. They'd be back in their hometowns. What was left of them. Buried right where they fell.
Another ship?
Also on her way.
I can just make out the deck. Those are American soldiers from my war.
Nicely put, Chief. They're the sons. These are the fathers. Yeah, after 1918, we got sick of war. Fed up. All those American kids getting blown to pieces, out of sight in foreign places with strange-sounding names. So for the next 20 years, we closed our eyes and decided what we couldn't see wouldn't happen, right? Of course, we don't want to take all the credit, do we? I mean, we weren't the only ones playing shut-eye. When old Adolf walked into the Rhineland, France didn't want to get involved. Italy pulled down the window shade when Hitler took Austria. England wasn't about to involve herself when Czechoslovakia went under. And Russia kept the phone off the hook while Poland was destroyed. And before you knew it, everybody was singing, "Don't rock the boat," while it sank slowly to the bottom. So they died at other places, on other dates.
Don't you tell me you're not selling anything. You listen to me. Nobody, mortal man or dressed up ghost, can convince me that every time there's a war, we have to step in and finish it. Now you listen to this. The next one, we don't bring up the bucket. We stay home. We stay on
our side of the fence. Talk about your old-time radio shows. Seems to me I heard that one before, too. Hey, you want to know something, pal? That ocean you call a fence keeps nothing out anymore. Except fish. It's a lousy stream of water now. It's about as wide as a ditch. Well, a couple of supersonic bombers can spit over it. And ICBM will leave it behind. You don't want to get involved. Sport, you got a job ahead of you. You really got a job. You got to disinvent the airplane, and the missile, and the submarine, and a little old thing called the bomb. It. See what I mean? You don't want to get involved, you got to give back the 20th century, if you can find a chump to take it. But isolation? I got news. I went out with gaslight and 50-cent steaks. It's for the dinosaurs, isolation. And closing your eyes, that's for sleeping. Also, at certain times, it leads to dying. Convoy.
Hundreds of ships. Thousands of ships.
Loaded with boxes, Chief. China, Ethiopia, Spain, Latvia, Hungary. Underclad wars, police actions, some minor league insurrections. All the way back, Chief. All the way back as far as anyone can remember. And still farther. But it all boils down to somebody stopped talking. So they fought. So they bled. So they died. Hey, wouldn't you think, Sport, with all the brains we got on this earth, the way we build things and cure things, and invent stuff on Tuesday that wasn't possible on Monday, wouldn't you think we could come up with something that could keep a kid from getting killed at the age of 18?
Ghost?
Sir?
Where do they go? The ships, I mean.
Where do they go? Nowheres. Like I said, just on their way. Why, Mr. Grudge, you want to throw a wreath or something? We've reached your port, Mr. Grudge. This is where we get off.